Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, gungans and droids, and kitty municonas, whatever else you might be across our beloved empire. Welcome to today's video, where I have brought you and I together to talk about your favorite game mode, my favorite game mode, your grandma's favorite game mode, Conquest. And you know what? We're going to start off with just a little bit of a minor rant. The CGs, they're listening to your feedback, everybody. You guys have been complaining how easy Conquest has been. So they decided to kind of move some things around under your nose. I thought it'd be worth bringing to your attention. But more importantly, I'm bringing you guys here today because I know that Conquest isn't everyone's favorite game mode. If you're loving Conquest, more power to you. I'm not going to take it away from you. But very annoying game mode. It's not that it's necessarily hard. Yes, the difficulty did increase, but the chores, it's just very time consuming. There's an amazing guide I want to bring to your attention that literally tells you what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis with minimum amounts of refreshes possible to get the highest crate, hopefully, that your roster can obtain. But before we show that, let me just show you this real quick. Beautiful call out by TK Hughes over on Reddit. Did you think they would make Conquest less of a grind? They are very well aware how much we are complaining about the feats not being able to multitask at once for a lot of the feats out there. Well, I didn't notice it until they brought it up. For example, just the previous Conquest, which is the same exact thing as before. Apparently, maybe they just still do not like us multitasking when it comes to knocking out these feats. Might be a minor gripe, but the point being is they're hearing our feedback, and instead of going to the direction we're asking for, they're going the opposite direction. And what I mean by this, for example, inside of Sector 1, they moved the potency down feat. People were usually doing Ezra Yoda with either Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke to knock out several birds with one style. Now they moved the potency down to Sector 2. So you got to do a whole spiel just to get potency down, which by the way, there are only two characters in the game, to my knowledge. Young Lando and Yoda, they have potency down. Another thing they took out as well, before you're able to do no supports, all attacks in the squad, and it was kind of a bit weird, but nonetheless, you're able to multitask it at once inside of Sector 2. However, they moved those out too. They still have the win the battle 5 attacks in your squad, but they took away the feat that said you can't have any support characters inside of the squad. So again, making it more grindy. So it just really seems like they're seeing our feedback and they just do not care. Seems like it's gonna be just the moral of the story for a while, especially all these minor changes with these feats to move things around, therefore making you spend more time in this game mode than what was already required before. But anyways, I'm gonna stop the rant there. You guys already know my opinion on Conquest. We made lots of videos talking my feelings and how to improve it. It doesn't seem like they care about that at the very moment. But here's one way to improve it for you guys here. And I'm gonna bring you guys to this resource. Massive shout out to Bit Dynasty. Be sure to subscribe. I mean, they're probably the go-to person when it comes to knocking out Conquest the best possible. I know Skeletorix also has a lot of great guides. Be sure to check out both of them. But the reason why I'm bringing up Bit Dynasty today, they released a fantastic tool, which you will find in the links down below in the video description on this SWGoH for Life website. And literally what it does is it's trying to give you recommendations on how to knock out the most feats possible and what you should be doing on a daily basis. Some people, I mean, I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to use personally because I have my own plans, but it's a suggested route for people out there. If you like to find guides on what exercises should you do today, it literally lines up your schedule. If you're someone that likes to organize your day, what's my what am I going to do in my routine today? You might be one of those people. This is another one of those things. Conquest has turned into a galactic chore is another way I like to coin the phrase, and you like to know what chores you got to do every day and when you should be doing it. So big shout out to this resource here. We're just going to kind of run through a few hypotheticals here and show some other great things that they have attached to it. So right now we're technically on day 3. I meant to make this video earlier, but some stuff came up that kind of prevented me from showing you this when this new Conquest startup. But on day 1, it shows you how many times should you run this particular team inside of Sector 1. 2 times, and it's telling you what sector feats is a knockout. No supports. Well, things got to change a little bit with those sector feats being moved around here, but as you see, you're going to do the attacks out of turns, the critical hits, no supports, and it's also showing you what global feats you're going to be knocking out at the same exact time. So multitasking at once. And one thing that's really important to note here as well is every 3 months, so the developers are stating that they're going to be mixing around Conquest, changing the bosses. So this is only going to be applicable to this Conquest right now, but I presume Bit Dynasty will update this as every 3 months comes. They mix things around. The feats are going to change. The bosses are going to change. The team compositions are also going to change. Be sure to just note that what you're seeing right now is not going to be the plan you should run, most likely a year from now. But then after you do your 2 times battle there, the knockout your no supports, the attack set of turns, the critical hits, do a couple of bounty hunter battles today. Do your Darth Revan battles to get the no support still, the advantage up, and the critical hits. Throw in your Maul and Savage because you got to get the Maul and Savage feat for the global feat. Now, here's the problem. Here's one maybe you might see this as a shortcoming. Not everyone has Galactic Legends. This would be the easiest way to knock out a lot of the dumb things going around out there. However, if you don't have a Galactic Legend, just simply adapt it slightly to your plan. If you don't have Galactic Legends, Ray, maybe try something else out. Maybe Jedi Training Rayleigh so you can take advantage of all the Resistance characters out there. So this is just a suggested team that you might want to use. Telling you how many times to do it. Again, it's very straightforward how they're going about it, and it's great seeing what you should be doing on a daily basis to make sure you're climbing as far as possible. And to top it all off, if you're someone that likes to have a video guide that pair along with it, they literally have a guide. You click on here and you got a fantastic guide that takes you straight to the point on how to do this right here. So again, fantastic video resource, text resource, as well as a daily plan resource, and it should take you throughout the whole entire 2 weeks of it. Now, you might not be able to max out the crate. Your roster might be a bit limited, but still, nonetheless, you might have a lot of these teams going around inside your roster. Oh gosh, knock out the Mandalorian feat. What a horrible feat that was, but nonetheless, it's a good suggestion. Throwing Master Luke as well as Wat Timbar. I'm guessing you're going to pass over that taunt tech to Master Luke so they can take all the hits and let your Mandalorians hopefully knock out a few kills out there. So it's really cool seeing them break it down step by step. And they have a whole list of all the video guides right here if you don't want to look and click on the individual icons there. And lastly, one thing nice about this that I like, we're getting new data discs every season or so. And yes, people can recommend all the data discs they want, but you might not come across the data discs that you want. I'm just going to put that out there. However, it's good to be cognizant of, I guess, the trendy and helpful data discs that exist out there. You got your core disc, and I pretty much, I'd say I'd agree with 98% of these data discs that they threw on here. You get your core disc. These are always very helpful. Leaders Resolve, Entrench, Heal over times, Ruthless Swiftness. Those are always nice data discs to have no matter what you're going to want to do. And they tell you what's the high priority data discs you should be shooting for. These are some other great ones. I love the stacking offense one, for example, down here, telling you what they work well with. And then you have your out of turn data discs. These are pretty much, I think, the more popular ones for this season of Conquest. You got your defensive formation, you got your opportunistic support, and blindside has also been important. So data discs are also going to be another important element, and there are a lot of data discs to choose out there. I'm just going to reiterate this. I wish they would remove redundant data discs. I actually ran into a sector where I had 3 of the same data discs inside of the same stockpile. Anyways, this isn't going to be a rant in terms of how to make that game mode better, but nonetheless, if you're looking for that kind of catch-all resource, I honestly firmly believe that Bit Dynasty is probably going to be the best channel to knock out Conquest. It's not the most exciting game mode in the world, so it's great that Bit Dynasty took on this job to try to just make a daily scheduled plan for you to get the most out of Conquest, because at the end of the day, there are relic gates involved. There are new characters involved. If you have Lord Vader, you only have 30% of the team. Maul's going to take you to that next level. And I just got to say one more thing before we wrap up this video. I don't know how much you guys kind of keep your eyes on the field when it comes to Galaxy of Heroes, but this game mode has turned into such a chore that there's a new third-party market emerging as this, and it's not uncommon. I'm technically a third-party market for entertainment for Galaxy, providing what the game can't provide: commentary, excitement, fun, videos, all that fun stuff. But we also have third-party markets in regards to modding. A lot of third-party modding tools, modding people out there that would remod your roster. Conquest, this was not a thing before, but Conquest has turned out to be a game mode where a third-party market's emerging, where people are paying others to actually play the game mode for them. And people gotta hustle. I completely agree, but I never thought there'd be a day where people would pay others to play a very annoying game mode. So I hope CG will make changes, despite what we saw at the beginning, where instead of listening to feedback, they decided to make things a bit more grindy, spreading out feats throughout sectors so you can't knock out several birds with one stone. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen, Gunkins and Droids. Again, big shout out to Bit Dynasty. Link down below to their channel, to their resource, to try to get the highest crate you can possibly get. Like, comment down below, and all your thoughts And be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as always, remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.